Astro World. Hey, Christmas coming up, but we got our show to run before we go on a little
Mhm.
break. Um, hope everyone is doing well this week. We had some interesting things happening in the NBA world this week, and sorry we didn't get to do it yesterday. There was some complications, but we're here today and be ready to get this show on the road. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you're here in the stream, you already know what to do. Natural standard procedures. Hit that like button. And if you haven't already and you like what you see, to subscribe to the channel for more discussions on NBA and other sports as we continue to roll out these streams. But as always, before we get into the nitty gritty of the topics, I gotta check in on my brother Rayvon. How you doing, my brother? How's life?
Doing fantastic, man. Cannot complain at all. As
Good
you say, we
stuff.
didn't make it yesterday, but you know, just going through life's challenges as the years roll on. But we here today nonetheless, and in a better time than the present,
Sure.
right? So
For sure.
we here to have a good time, man.
I ain't hear nobody say it better than that. Ain't a better
Mhm.
time than the present. Just live in the now. I like it. I like it. Good stuff. Um,
But
we can dive right
talk
into
about
it. Yeah,
presents.
go ahead. Sorry.
Talk about present. Oh, just gonna say talking about present.
Uh-huh.
Talking about present. The Clippers. The Clippers living really in the present right now, right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Starting out with a super duper December so far.
Yep.
8 games in
Starting to
December,
figure things
no
out.
wins. Exactly. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about James Harden talking about him being the system and all sorts of things, and this guy going through this whole round about how James Harden is a problem, but all them things out through the window now, the
Yep.
man on an 8 game win streak. How
I think
surprised
it's because
are
the
you
the
as boy?
in-season tournament stress over and now they could actually focus on what I'm used to.
True. There might be some truth to that. Um, but yeah, man, uh, I didn't think that they would be winning this much so soon because from the looks
Mhm.
of it, when we checked in after the trade, it just looked so bad. Like they
It was
were
horrible.
at the bottom of the league when it comes to just playing together as a team, which is understandable to some extent because it's
Yeah.
just James Harden is a big piece to add. Period. Wherever he goes, James Harden is a big piece to add, and
Mhm.
in line with it, in line and in line with some merit to what he said about him being a system. Um, he's a big piece to add. So we all I thought that it would take a lot more time than it
Mhm.
has turned out to not need. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But man, man on the Main Street, a
Guys probably been working hard in the gym, man, trying to figure it out, trying to understand what works and what doesn't and you know, tweaking things here and there, maybe watching clips over and over to figure out, how they could maximize the pieces that they got on the court. And I think this is good to see because this is what I guess a true basketball fan will want to see.
what I
We
want
will
to
want
see.
to see
Yep.
a team like this with all these pieces, all these great players, and nothing to show for it. We want that the competition is upheld throughout the entire season, and I honestly hope that this continues to this team continues to be somewhat predictable in terms of outcome. Maybe it might not be outcomes in terms of wins and losses verbatim, but outcomes in terms of, a good showing each game. And maybe the team that beats them really comes out and play basketball, so that the competition stays there, stays at a high
Yeah.
level.
Yeah. Some perspective on what the Clippers are doing right now at the moment. They got 8 wins in a row, as we said. For the
Mhm.
season, they have a top 5 net rating, actually. So it's crazy to see that, thinking that we've seen how bad they were after the James Harden's trade, and still knowing that they still have a top five net rating on the whole season. One thing that has remained constant, I must give them credit for, was the defense, even through all of that mumbo jumbo with James Harden. That
Yeah.
you see that muck that it was, they were still able to maintain a solid defense over that stretch. And I I think the biggest problem for them at the time would have been the offense too, integrating James into the offense mainly. And they've
Yeah.
been able to have a respectable, I would say actually no, above average offense um, for the season as well. 11th on offense, just a bit shy of the top 10. So almost top 10 in both categories on the season is a recipe for success when we look into the postseason and later down the line. So they got that going there, but over these last 8 games, I could say what really stood out to me most is the efficiency on offense. Right now, the 3-point shooting is on another level, bro.
Yeah.
Like
PG,
these
PG
guys,
killing it. Norman.
what? Let me
Yeah.
take a step back. The catalyst for all this at the end of the day is Kawhi Leonard. For this
Yeah.
team to do anything or go anywhere, Kawhi Leonard has to be Kawhi Leonard. And over these last
Yeah.
8 games, he averaging almost 30 points. 30 points. So that's the Kawhi that we know. I feel like a little bit at the beginning of the season, he was, well, sort of. At the beginning of the season, he was a little bit up and down. But these
Mhm.
last 8 games, he's really found a groove and being the man that we know he could be offensively, really stepping up
Yeah.
in these last 8. So almost 30. And what I like about the team as a whole over this stretch too is already sharing the ball. That is one of the big issues that plagued them when James Harden got the trade. When you watch a game with them playing, it just looked like they're all walking through mud. It was super slow tempo. They weren't making enough passes. I think, as we say, it's just like getting accustomed to the players on the team, playing with James Harden specifically, they find a way to get out of that with ball movement, which is kind of obvious at the end
Yeah.
of the day. Uh, but you still got to do it. So despite it being so obvious, it still got to execute it, and it still has to result in quality looks. And clearly they gain quality looks because they shoot in 42% on three over the last 8 games, which is absolutely insane for a team. They got a game log here. They didn't score less than 10 trees over those last 8 games, which is absolutely insane. And a good percentage, 42%. That is crazy. They had one game here where they had uh 19. They shot 19 for 38 on trees. That's 50%. And they think that was the last game that they played and dismantled the Pacers. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw the clips with James Harden having a time, man. 35 points, making snow
Yeah.
angels on the ground, all sorts of things, screaming in the camera, having a
Yep.
blast, man.
Enjoying it. Yeah, man. Enjoying
But
it.
that's what we love to see the players in the game. So uh, shout out, shout outs to James Harden for finding a little bit of role. He's been doing his thing over the past 8 games as well. Not averaging a bunch of points, but being that setup man, averaging about
Yeah,
10
for
assists a
sure.
game, 20 points, and I think leading the team in plus minus over that stretch. Let me compare the first set of games with that James Harden had coming over. The first 10 games that he had, you could see clearly without having to check any stats that he was just a negative on the court more
Yeah.
often than not. Over these past 8 games, he's been plus 119 in the plus minus section. How many games with plus 26, plus 32, plus 22? Like, um, I know plus minus is a kind of cloudy stat because it only takes into account the player's game and the box score, but
Right.
to some extent, um, but over a stretch, I think is a good indicator of how impactful a player might have been uh, while they were on the court. So plus 119 is absolutely phenomenal. I'm pretty sure he's probably leading the league in that for the month so far because
Hmm.
that's some excellent stuff. So
Yeah.
shout out for them for figuring out. And shout again, I gave kudos to Westbrook the other day for saying, what, let me just come off the bench, let me take one for the team. Shout out to Westbrook
Hmm.
as well for being the bigger man to some extent. And take a step back so the team could take a step forward. So
Correct. That's what it's all about, man. Team moving forward.
kudos to him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
man,
just
I
I
don't know
just
where
excited to see this
Mhm.
team. Go ahead. Like, oh yeah,
You
I
can go
was
ahead.
I was just going to say that I'm glad that this team figured out something um
Mhm.
to piggyback of off of what you usually say is like, is it sustainable for the team? Is it something that they can carry throughout the rest of the season? We know, yes, like we just passed the quarterway mark. Um it's gonna reach halfway mark pretty darn soon.
Pretty soon.
And
Yep.
and we definitely get a better picture of what this team looks like in the league. But is it sustainable? Like, do you think this is, like, based on what you've seen, do you think this is a recipe that they can carry for the rest of the season into the playoffs and ultimately be that dark horse team to win a championship this year? Maybe
Yeah.
that we spoke about before.
Yeah, I would call them a looming dark horse because I think coming into every season for the past couple of years, most NBA talking heads and most NBA, analysts or people executives see the Clippers as a
Hmm.
threat. But most often they take themselves out of that conversation. Either it's usually been injuries, to be honest. So
Right.
my biggest concern with them is Kawhi staying healthy above everything else. If Kawhi can stay healthy and play like he's playing right now, there's no doubt about the places that they could go. My concern is in terms of keeping the consistency is will James Harden continue to play this role as a facilitator for
Hmm.
this team because that's what they need. They don't need him to score 27 points a game and average almost a triple double. Just needed to be a
Right.
facilitator, play off the ball a lot more than you've been asked in your past stops at different teams, and they should be good to go. Uh, they're always a threat once Kawhi and Paul George is healthy. Speaking of Paul George's health, I think a couple games ago he got done with something, so he's been out maybe the last three or so games. Uh,
Hmm.
so I guess there we go already looking at Paul George or one of the big four out with some injury. But I can see it.
Right.
James Harden gives you some insurance because we can't knock James Harden for his availability. He's been one of the more available players outside of, well, not even then, even when he was like trying to ask go to Houston, he was still playing, even though he wasn't
Yeah.
shit, but he was still available.
Yeah.
But he's one of the more uh, durable players I would say in the league. So you got some insurance. Well, if Kawhi or Paul George going down, I expect Harden to be able to flip the switch and say, "Yo, all right, these men, I need to step up a little bit." Him
Yeah.
and Westbrook are feeding off that chemistry that they would have developed in Houston. Should be able to fill in some spaces. So
Hmm. But
with that view,
don't you think that their game has changed to a point where that chemistry might have been lost, and now they need to like rebuild? Because
uh,
I don't think, like, after going through so many different teams and having different experiences, maybe evolving your game and what's not, that would be easy to come by.
I don't think James Harden has suppressed some of his previous games to some extent. But James Harden's game, he's a pretty much a point guard, a ball dominant point guard for the most part. And I feel that he could tap into that at times if necessary, depending on what the team needs at the time.
Hmm.
Westbrook, his game has not evolved or changed much from what is. I can say he's a worse shooter than he used to be in his prime years, but his game is pretty much the same, in my opinion. So I don't find they had to evolve. Is understanding what to. I think their game has changed more in terms of um, frequency of having the ball or frequency
Hmm.
of dominating the ball rather than, oh, I was normally a guy that used to go to the basket a lot. No, I just shoot a lot of trees, spot up trees in the corner. I waited for somebody to send me, it hasn't changed to that point. Like let's say Vince Carter, when his last season in the league, Vince Carter like wasn't playing like in players, of course, running and dunking on people and being the primary creator. He was more
Right.
a facilitating a role player. But yes, James Harden and Westbrook are role players in a sense, but they are still expected to have some kind of superstar output to some degree. If you get what I'm saying, you could got like
Yeah.
role player
Understood.
superstars to some extent, for lack of a better description. I think that's the best way you could describe it.
Okay. Makes sense. I was just wondering like if their chemistry might be a little bit lost
Mhm.
because of the absence, playing away from
Uh,
one
I,
another for so long.
I highly don't. And to me, I don't really feel that far removed. That might have been like 4 years ago. And
Mm.
also, they play with each other back in OKC as well. So they got two instances of playing with each other, understanding each other. For some, yes, you as an individual and you as a player would have changed over time. But I feel like it's recent enough, and they're smart enough that they would be able to figure out if there need to be a time during the season where it's the James Harden and Russell Westbrook show.
Fair enough. I know it won't be the James Harden and Russell. I'm talking about Russell. Russell Westbrook show. At Clippers because there's a lot more superstars that have to perform there in order for it to work the way it's supposed to.
Yeah,
Um,
but in the case that they are not there for health reasons, which is highly likely, not gonna lie, it's highly likely.
yeah.
As I said, we already seeing it. Then it might
Hmm.
have to tap into the James Harden and Russell Westbrook show. So
Well, I wish them luck if it had to happen that way.
mhm.
Then, um, speaking of, well, not really speaking of, but when we talk about role players and I guess players who are super important to a team, like we've seen John Morant is, I guess, I don't know really know what to call it, but we've seen him made so-called mistakes. I get
Mhm.
punished for it, and now we're seeing something very similar for Draymond Green. Yes, these incidences with the two players are different, but they're incidences that need to be checked. Like their actions definitely is not a good look for the league. Um, the most recent incident with Draymond, like super scene slapping the guy across his head.
Yusuf Nurkic, yeah,
Yeah, like honestly, when you see the replay, you like, come on, Draymond. That is
and
that is
then
blatant. That's a
and
tantrum
then
that
got the
you don't show.
audacity. They got the audacity to go on the podium after the game and say that it was a mistake.
There's no
Like,
way that was a
come on.
mistake. Like
First of all,
he clubbed
you
the
was
man.
backing him, man. He
He
was
clubbed the
backing him, man. First of all,
man.
you
Yeah.
telling me that you spin wrong and swing this man face, and that was a mistake. That was natural to do to turn around and swing.
He lined
Like,
he up
come on.
so clean. The man clubbed Nurkic. But when I when I look back at all these instances with Draymond Green, like even the punch with a teammate, even though it was a
Mhm.
leak footage or what's not, the the point is the actions that he's taken or that he's done throughout to, I guess, give him this kind of persona or character or idea around him as a player is one not good for him as a player, especially late down in the career when you're gonna be trying to look for places to I guess just finish off your career. Maybe he wants to retire at Golden State. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Or
he
just
could
see
get
career
traded.
outside of
Like
basketball after, the career outside of
that too.
basketball
Yeah.
afterwards.
Even
Like,
that
yeah.
as a person, um, you gotta really check how you maneuver. I guess yes, you wanna be this person that, could play rough and tough and try to be there for your teammates when you think you need to be or what's not, but the actions are at a level where it's pretty much unacceptable, right, for the league. So I guess what are your thoughts on him and those incidences, and maybe on the punishment that he's racked up right now?
I think the call to suspend him indefinitely was a little bit surprising, but I would say it was the right call to some extent because clearly this man needs to take some time away and focus on what's really troubling him because it's been back to back to back instances of him getting ejected for some outrageous play.
Is
And a
it
lot of
that
the
though?
times you
Is it something that's bothering him? I
I
I
don't
don't
know, it
know
would
because
have to
it's
be
because it
I
seemed
just
like
think like
it's
maybe
been
maybe
a part of his, what you call this, NBA character for a long time.
yeah,
Yes, like
I agree with
there's
that
been
to some
more
extent.
incidences more frequently recently,
Yeah,
but
recently, yeah.
yeah, but I feel like this was a part of his NBA character.
Yeah, I think the deeper thing that comes to mind for me is the Warriors suck, and
With that
he
too,
can't he can't handle it. Like I think
and
that's
they're
a
going to
part
suck
of it.
even more now.
Yeah, because so he's thinking about it in the heat of the moment, not thinking about my team needs me. Uh, this swinging this man feels probably gonna give me any Saints right now or at all. I don't even see a reason to like
Yeah.
unless he might actually trying to fight you or something like that. But like
Hmm.
I don't know. And maybe I can't even say, all right, these are little things that he's been doing for all his career and getting away with it. Because these
Right.
things ain't little. You know what I'm saying? Stomping
Hmm.
on a man's chest. So you got 3 instances this year where you're doing something extremely unnecessary
Hmm.
while playing a basketball game. You're stomping on man's chest, you're choking on
Seem
man,
intentional too.
and you're swinging exactly,
Yeah.
and you're swinging man head. Swinging main face.
Hmm.
Clearly, you want a career in the UFC at this point because none of them things synonymous with basketball whatsoever. So I I just think that is there gotta be something deeper, man. I don't think yes, that has it has been his NBA character to some extent in terms of
Yeah.
yes, Draymond's gotta do something crazy. But this is 3 times within a year. Like we will see maybe once, maybe in a season, Draymond doing something crazy.
Hmm.
I will fall away. Like if you go, but if there's like a timeline for this stuff, I'm pretty sure there's a huge gap between the instances of stupidness, but not
Yeah. For
this
sure.
3 times this year itself, this calendar year itself. That is him doing something
Right.
crazy over and over again. Like, come on, man. Come on. So I think that's the reason why they took it indefinitely because the recency plays a big factor. The recency and the frequency, as you alluded to earlier, plays a big factor in
Yeah.
this sense because there's no room for that. If you do a one-off thing a couple of years ago, you could lay off. But no,
Right.
as they mentioned before in the last suspension, they're taking into account all the things that he's done in the past to weigh the ruling in this case. Because yes, all right, yes, it's recent and frequent, but we still considering these things that you do because you got a history of it, and those expanding your penalty or
Hmm.
exponentially expanding your penalty for that reason. So
I don't think that's fair though, because no, you kind of insinuating that he hasn't, you know, paid for what he's done before. Like he hasn't served the punishment. I don't think that you should
but
base it, like, make it a criteria for how long he should be punished. I think you should just give him the punishment for the incident and make it even more severe based on
right,
knowing
but
that
that's
the
I think
previous
that
punishments haven't been probably enough. But
right, that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't think.
I was
Mhm.
yeah, but you got to take into account previous action. I think that's reasonable because if there's tell me if you go if you go and you know that this thing costs $10, and you go every single time and buy the
Mhm.
thing for $20 over and over and over again, well, you gotta be crazy. Anybody that doing something that that they're aware of that is not logical or sensible repeatedly, gotta be crazy. So at this point, these
Mhm.
people gotta think that he crazy. So it gotta stop. It gotta stop.
Right.
And I think this is their way, this indefinite suspension is saying, this is their way of saying, all right, Jeremiah, you do this X amount of times. You do this 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. No, 2023, you do this 3 times for the year. Like, come
Yeah.
on. And you getting penalized for it. And you still doing these things over and over again. Like, it gotta stop
Right.
because at this point you seem crazy. Genuinely
That's
speaking.
fair. Yeah, that's I would say that's fair. But make it like I guess it really don't even matter. Like, but I was saying, don't say that you gain. All right, let's say okay, this is your punishment now, and then say, oh, for 2016 we can add on this. For 2017 we can add on that. Maybe not like that, but
Yeah.
yes, this person, quote unquote, is known for doing this, and we need to punish him severely now because of the frequency and the recency of
Yeah,
his
they repeat
actions and the
offenses.
severity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
But I think that's the way that they're looking at it. I don't think that they put in a number and saying, all right, 2016, you do this, so this give me equals 5 games extra because you do this in 2016. I don't think that's the way that they're looking at it, in my opinion.
I will
But
hope. Yeah, I will hope so.
I just
Because
think
I'd be
that they're
kind of
looking at it
worried.
in terms of, I just think they're looking at it in the instance of repeat offenses. Like,
Hmm. Yeah, like
it's like
this
you aren't
person
learning,
known for this stuff.
essentially.
Yeah,
You're not learning. At the end of the day, you still doing the
that's
same thing.
fair. About the indefinite part of the whole situation though, like what you think? Like I've heard people say, yeah, this indefinite might mean counseling's involved, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. But
I've heard people say this mean that Draymond will the league. But I don't think it's going to be that far because he got some guys on his side that's supposed to be dealing with it. Andre Iguodala is like, I think, an executive for the NBA Players Association now, so he
mhm,
picking it. I don't think he wants to see Draymond out of the league. I don't think anybody wants to see Draymond out of the league, genuinely.
right,
Uh,
yeah,
but I think they're doing that to try to get him some help before they actually, say, all right, it's okay. He just served, instead of just saying, all right, he just served the time as a penalty. They're trying to help him to
mhm,
help himself because clearly they've
right,
given him the time to sit down and repent for his actions, and clearly it seems like as though he's doing nothing with the time. He's coming back and doing the same
right.
thing. So they got no intervene to try to get him to a
Man,
point where
podcasting,
they
buddy,
think
money go met.
where they deem is satisfactory. Just like with John Morant, and they
Yeah,
had he had a time frame on his, but he got the time because he was a repeat offender. He had criteria
his
to meet
actions.
before he could come back out. So I think they're going to do the same
Yeah,
thing with Draymond, but obviously they I I guess that's why they made it indefinite, but um it was kind of, as I said, that's why it was a little bit shocking to me that it was indefinite. I
right.
feel like you could put a number of games to that, but I think that gives them some flexibility to say, all right, we think that no is enough. Maybe like 3 weeks might equal like 15 games. I mean, 15 weeks,
You
right?
might
Three
go
weeks
put
might be the 11 games or so. And then might say, all right, in 3 weeks' time, I feel like Draymond is good to go, so he could come back.
you
But
might go
I mean,
put Draymond on
mm,
probation on NBA probation where like yes you could play a game but you can only play for 5 minutes at the beginning, like kind of
nah,
see
that's terrible.
how his behavior is,
Nah,
like
they could do
okay,
that.
I see you, yeah, 10 minutes.
Mhm.
But that would be a hilarious punishment because like
Nah,
no
that'd be
you could be
embarrassing, man.
focusing on, hey, sometimes embarrassment is the best punishment
Yeah,
because like y- you don't want to be the spotlight that everybody watching in terms of bad behavior, right? So if you put him under
Mm.
that kind of spotlight, okay, yeah, Draymond got 5 minutes. Let me see what he can do. All right, he ain't do
I don't
nothing.
think that is similar to
Eventually,
that.
like yeah, yes, in the real world, that's not gonna happen. Like is
Mm.
games, maybe he might be made to show up for games though. Maybe to watch games and be there and not play basically. It is what
I
it
don't.
is. We'll
Yeah.
see what them do. Um, I can only
But
speculate honestly for punishment. I don't know.
um, it sucks to be the Warriors because now they're struggling already. One of them key players out now for an unknown amount of time,
Yeah.
and who knows where this team is going to go in that stretch.
Hey, backwards for right now.
Mm.
I don't think is anything. Speaking of, Ja Morant returns from his
Mm.
punishment.
Mm.
Had a long 25 suspension game. I mean, 25 game suspension.
If against it, I got you.
And Grizzlies being terrible. So this is kind of
Absolutely
like
trash.
this is kind of like backwards to what will be happening to Golden State now, I think.
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts on him being back, and do you think he'll be able to bring back the team where it possibly could be?
Let me start off by saying I've been praying for the Grizzlies' downfall for years, for the past like 2 or 3 years, because I can never understand how the team is winning so many games when for 2 years in a stretch specifically, it
Yeah.
felt to me they got worse as a team. And I guess this is like maybe all those times that I thought that they should have been worse than they were now adding up together because they outperformed pretty much everybody expectations. So now
Hmm.
I get him my true my expectations placed into this start of the
Prayers
season.
answered.
It's yeah, it's good. It's good to see. I I sound like a hater, but yeah, I might be a little bit of a hater.
He's so
But it's
so
good to
much.
see that
Yeah.
that I just say it had me feel like it was tripping because like when you look at it, then lose like this year, they lost Tyus Jones. I pretty projections for them to be another 50 win team again this year just seems super crazy to me. When we talk about the
Hmm.
NBA tier list, I just think, holy hell, the Grizzlies could win that much games after another year. They get worse. They're missing a lot of players.
Hmm.
How? Tell me how.
Like brute
So
strength.
I feel a little bit happy on the inside for that because, as you say, my prayers have been answered, my dreams come true. From that thing. Because I just can't see how they'll be
Ah.
that good. But obviously, missing John Morant is a big piece, and they severely struggle, especially on the offensive end, to start of the season. So John Morant has a lot of work to do, but he had permission to practice with the team during the suspension. So it might be a case where he might come in ready to go like off the rip, and he wasn't injured or anything like that. So he should have had an extended rest coming off of last
Mhm.
season.
Yep.
Pretty much didn't they played in playoffs, got beat by the Lakers. So they had a pretty sharp playoff run. Yeah, so you had an extended time to rest from maybe like May all the way down to December. So
Super
he should
vacation.
be revving and ready to go. And
Yep.
he he could be one of those players that brings them back. When they think about his impact in the game and when he could just take over a game, he has
Yep.
those qualities somewhat. He doesn't to me, he doesn't show them like as much like players like LeBron or maybe Jokic or anyone along those lines, but he has the potential to say, yo, I can keep doing this thing over and over and you can't stop me. You
Hmm.
can't stop me. He's a point guard at the same time and he's adept at, sharing the ball as well. Despite
Yeah.
he's known for like highlight dunks, etc., etc. Like I can say he's
Pull
a student in the
up.
game to some degree. Um,
Mhm.
so getting his teammates involved and yeah, just having him there should help them a lot on offense, which is where they're struggling a lot, in my opinion. a little bit on defense too. Uh, but
Yeah,
I
super
don't
bucket.
see them going. I don't see them making like a super turnaround to start the year. Like they start six and right now they're 6-18. I believe they're playing the 25th game tonight.
Yeah.
But I don't see them like flipping a switch and then after Darmar returns, let's say they go 15 and 7 or 15. I don't see anything like that happening. I think at
Mhm.
most they might go maybe just a little bit above 500.
You
He might
mean
get maybe into the plane, maybe in the
okay?
plane kind of range. But
Yeah.
that Western Conference top 10 is so stacked.
But hey, some well, Golden State
I
might
don't
just
know.
open up the door
Yeah,
for.
but Golden State even in the top 10? That's the thing. Golden State in the top
Oh,
10 right now.
oh, yeah, that's true.
Right now, Golden State is 11th and they're 12 and 14. Under them is the Jazz, 10 and 17. So you got Timberwolves, Thunder, Nuggets, Kings, Mavericks, Clippers, Pelicans, Lakers, Rockets, Suns. Who are them that you taking out to put in the Grizzlies?
Maybe
With
Rockets.
that's possible, but I think the Rockets will be playing some damn good defense.
Hmm.
I don't see. I don't know. That's difficult to say, but the Rockets
Yeah.
will have to go in a all time. Um, I don't know, losing streak. They will have to be playing terribly for maybe like a 20 game stretch,
Hmm.
and maybe the Grizzlies are playing like to like a 17 and 10. Well, that's not 20. Like a 12 and 8 in a similar 20 game stretch. You know,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
yeah, maybe the Rockets, maybe Pelicans. Pelicans kind of up and down too. So maybe those are two teams that could possibly fall out. But
Regardless, it's still probably going to be a very tough get back because
yeah, like
they already lost a lot of ground, and
too
we
much.
we don't know if Jazz going to be a catalyst on that level. Maybe he will help out, but how
Actually,
much can he
wait, wait,
help?
wait, wait. I lied. Actually, maybe he coming back tonight. So, they played. Maybe they played last night. So yeah, the Grizzlies are 16-9, 6-19. Sorry. Oh my god,
Right.
not being kind.
I was like, what?
Whoa, whoa, 6-19, six and
Yeah,
19 days, not
that's
16.
that's tough. That's tough.
Uh, so they lost 5 in a row. So
Yeah.
that is a super super deep hole. That's a
I don't yeah, is that's a tough pill to swallow and a tough
Mhm.
position to come back from. Um David got to go berserk. And like I said, I don't think Jazz offensive assistance is gonna be such that, it pulls them out of the hole for them to start winning games on a streak. Plus, considering who them got to go up against in the West, that's a very tough ask.
It is.
The West
But we can
is
see.
deep
I think
right
he should
now.
be back in action tonight against the Pelicans at 8:30. Um,
Well, we will see.
we could tune in and see how that goes. But I mean, the first game back should be fun, given that he
Eh,
wasn't injured or anything like that. So he was
We'll
playing.
see.
He might have to get in the game shape, but it should be fun. But yeah, it's highly unlikely. At most, I give them to me the playing the 10 seed, given how they started the season. Like, and that is to me that's a miracle if it happens.
Mhm. Yeah, poster dunks is all I care about right now. That's all.
I feel
I
you.
I really don't care where they end up. I just want that for the time that that I could get back to my highlight real sprees that I've been on
Yeah.
these sprees that I've been watching since last year. Just watching
And we out here on the
Grizzlies
stream going
games and Ja.
crazy. Like,
Exactly.
what? How did man do that now?
My flying over people's head and thing. Crazy. That's all I care about. And the super blocks too. Blocks from
Yep.
behind,
Chase on
slapping
blocks.
the yeah,
At the top of the
slapping the
backboard.
backboard. Eh, eh,
Mm-hmm.
that's all I want to see. Yeah. I could care
I
less
feel
really.
you. I with that. Well, what better night than
um,
tonight? You got Zion on the other end too. So
hey,
tonight should be a game to plug into. Hey, two high
if I
flyers.
got time, I might, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see for sure. Speaking of crazy, I don't know how far you want to go with this, but
Mm-hmm.
um, my guy Giannis Antetokounmpo was going crazy after scoring 60 plus points for the game ball
Mm-hmm.
against Pacers.
Yeah, hey, that's
Thoughts
just a
on that?
whole weird situation.
Yeah,
If a man's dropped 64 on me, I get Tiffany the ball to be petty because I think that's the way it was.
it
It
is
seems like
petty,
got some
bro.
little wavery going on there. Giannis been cooking him all season. Giannis probably like averaging 50 on the Pacers. I ain't gonna like, I would like to check it out. No, you feel
Mhm.
me? I should be able to find it, but my goodness,
It's like
there's no
Giannis
way that
versus Pacers.
yeah, it is no way that Giannis. There's no way that the Pacers should be taking that ball. Genuinely, all the respect for Giannis' game, but I
Oh,
guess they
he's
trying to
averaging
disrespect him because
24
against the
points,
Pacers,
9 rebounds. Yeah, 24 points, 9 rebounds,
can't be
and
great.
4 assists. Oh, that's his career. Never mind.
Oh, that's career.
Oh, 51, bro, for the season. It's
You see my
51.
team? You might dropping
Yeah, it's
averaging
crazy.
50 on his team for the
12
season.
rebounds
Yeah,
too.
I get it. I get it. You want me petty, but I just think that that's disrespect.
Yeah, that was
I don't think
disrespectful.
that Giannis should have been, chasing that number. That's his like career high game, 64. I don't. That's the first time he scored 60. So
Hmm.
I know that they understand that he will want to get the game ball for that reason. And
Right.
this their reason for not having the game ball or not giving him the game ball is that they give it to a damn rookie that scored his first bucket. You
First point.
serious?
That's so weak,
Like
man.
that's so
That's not a
disrespectful. That's such a
milestone.
weak reason.
That's weak.
Exactly. Like, come on. Come
That's
on, man.
so weak. And then no,
We
what
want pour
happens
water for
if
he for scoring first bucket in the locker room or saying. But not
yeah,
in a game where Giannis
Gatorade
scored
or
64
something, some
points.
ice or
Like, come
something.
on, man.
Bro,
Like, do
and then
better.
no, if this rookie don't even turn out to be anybody memorable in the league, like that's a whole, I guess, relic of history that Giannis would have lost maybe in his
Yeah.
retirement's
His like,
cabinet. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, his memorabilia, yeah.
Exactly. So like one, they made sure that they got in the tunnel quick, right?
Yeah, that I see
Two,
that was also that them petty boy, them like little weasels.
yeah,
I can
bro.
see them was passing the ball behind them about to make sure Giannis don't see. And
Yeah.
then when Giannis looking for the ball and getting key. Oh man. Giannis Giannis tear. But I
So
just
childish for
I
real.
yeah, but I could see they just being so stupid.
sore
Like it just
sore
looked dumb
losers.
that Giannis it looked dumb that Giannis running both behind the ball, but I get it.
Yeah.
I get
And
it.
it's like, come on, give me that ball. Like this is history in the making.
Exactly.
Well, not in the making. This is history that's
And
been
history
made.
made. Yeah.
Yeah. Like don't give it to somebody for look how much people in the NBA score first points, bro. Giannis brother probably score first points. Like you can get here pat on the back for that. No way. Can't happen. But yeah, it was petty. Like I w- I don't see nothing wrong with fighting for that. Well, I shouldn't say fighting for it, but like going after it to have it as a memorabilia piece for you. So hey, hopefully the ball he got. Well, then again, he spoke on it. He already said that it don't feel like it was the game ball that they
Yeah.
played with, but he did get something. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
and he
But
was a good sport
that's
about it
nice.
though. Like he
Yeah.
he
I
wasn't
can't
too like crazy
well
afterwards. Like, he
after
was
the
pretty
fact.
chill.
Yeah, after the
Right?
fact. Not
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
That was not being a good sport about it at all. He was
yeah.
getting dessert for that ball.
He was pretty chill in the post game press conference about you know it being what it is and just
Yeah.
just move on. Hopefully, he could drop a 70 piece and that ball will at least be like mean more than 91 for the 64 points. That way it will render that ball somewhat a little less significant
Yeah,
than
he
if
already
this
came
had
out
to
and
be his
said,
highest game in his career.
yeah, he already came out and said that he looking forward to the next game. So
The next
Pacers better
Pistons
buckle
game.
up.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
can look no.
that's
Let's
going to
see.
be a crazy game. That's it's probably sometime in the new year.
Yeah, probably something next year. But versus Pacers.
But that's a game to look forward to now because somebody pour a little bit of kerosene on there on that
Yeah.
game by being petty. I know people got a lot to play for, even though it might not be in a game situation
Actually,
where like sitting on the
they got
line.
2 games left.
Hmm.
January 1st, New Year's Day game. So the Pacers might open up the season with a 70 piece on their head. And then January 3rd. So they got like a little mini series coming out in January. So that should be fun.
Mhm. I'm looking forward to it. I might even tune into that game for sure.
For sure.
Fight for your ball, Giannis. Fight for your ball.
Sadly.
You deserve it. To round up, basically, the stream with a final thought or topic. I don't think we need to spend too much time on this one.
Nah.
Teams that continue to be horrible, continue to be atrocious, are the Pistons, the Wizards, despite Jordan Poole's, I would say, what you would call that, off the chart game with 35. It was 35 points he had
I
recently.
just called just a it's a okay.
Yeah,
Don't call it
like
nothing. Genuinely.
right. Um,
That's
and
the right
and
now
the Spurs.
that's a once in a lifetime thing for Jordan Poole at this point. I don't even
eh,
know is it
He probably should have
last time he
collected
had
game
30.
ball for that.
Because you
He
never know when it
probably
can
should.
happen again.
Hey, true. But yeah, these teams continue to be garbage. It it's not looking prospective for them at all. I would say.
The Wizards, I thought they would have been better than they actually are. I know they were going to be bad, but I just thought they had a decent collection of talent that we've seen be productive on different teams. Said
Mhm.
Jordan Poole, said Kyle Kuzma, Tyus Jones, and a few others. I thought it would be a decent collective. I thought it would have been better than the Hornets. I thought it would have been better than the Pistons. I mean, I guess anybody better than the Pistons right now. But I mean, they're not too far from the Pistons, so they're pretty much
Yeah.
in the same group. Wizards have been disappointing, and I just think for these teams at the bottom of the league to be, I don't think I've ever like been in tune with an NBA season and saw teams this bad over the first 25 games. It,
Right.
there are 3 teams with 20 plus losses already. I, I
Hmm.
never experienced that before.
In
So
25 games,
watching,
that's wild.
yes, in 25 games. I've been watching, maybe it wasn't that in tune, but I've been watching since like 2016 or so. So for the past 7 years, let me say
Yeah.
in recent years, I don't think it's ever been that bad, this bad. So the Spurs lose 21 games. They had a 18 game losing streak. The Detroit Pistons lose 25 games.
23.
They're on a yeah 25. They're on a 24 game losing streak. I never seen a losing streak so big.
That is
Genuinely.
wild. That
The
is wild.
Wizards is the only team that lost 20 games but never had like a double digit losing streak. But the men is just kind of cool.
The
The
man
men,
spread,
the men,
the man spread out them wins.
yeah,
The
the
man
men
make
got
sure and
the
scratch
men
their
spread
wins over the season.
their 4 wins. They should put them in between there, space it
Yeah,
out.
meticulously place them
Hmm.
in certain parts of the season so that it don't look like they're always losing.
Yeah, but they're always losing.
Yeah,
So
that's
I've
like
never seen
if
it this
if
bad.
if this was a world of football, these teams would have been relegated for sure at the end
Yeah,
of this
for
season.
sure. And then
But
we in relegation right now, for sure, because
well,
there's no way that they could come back for the season and do better, especially given these teams full team is not like well, yeah, some of
yeah,
them probably had injuries here and there, but none of them ain't got no, like superstar players that we think could take up a significant amount of the slack on both the offensive or defensive side. So these teams
right.
just bad. Full stop.
Horrible, horrible teams. Maybe the NBA should consider bringing in more teams in terms of
Yeah, they are
um
looking at it.
introducing a regulation. No,
I know
sorry, a
that part.
relegation.
Yeah,
That will make it
relegation
exciting
right.
because yeah, like every other
Or
year
go
we
down
would
to the G
see
League.
some new teams. That
Mhm.
too. I mean, that's a form of regulation.
Yeah,
Relegate.
wait, that's
Come
what I
on,
mean.
Hans. Come on, bro.
Relegation. Yeah, I got you.
Fix it, buddy. Relegation. Yeah. Um, it'd be good, and then probably
Mhm.
bring up the champions of the G League to
Mhm.
play in the NBA. Who knows? But
Maybe.
hey,
I thought they'd do that, but
that's a stretch. I just
yeah.
exaggerating a little bit, but
Well,
that's just to
sometimes
show
these
how bad the
stretches has
teams are
become
right now.
sometimes things that some of the stretches become real. So
Yeah,
every
that's
they look into continuous ways to improve the the, the product. So maybe
true.
that might be bring some more excitement to it as well.
For sure. It would, for me at least.
But that's all I gotta
Yeah.
say about these teams. The only or one more thing I gotta mention is I wish
Mhm.
I wish the Spurs were better because I feel like Wemby could also be better. And I seen a lot of instances where like the guy's just missing here on like lobs and stuff like that. I know it's take time for chemistry and take time for understanding the free athlete or free physical specimen that he is, but
Mhm.
I feel like the Spurs could be winning more than they are, but they want to lose as much as possible as well.
You man gunning for
They
picks,
want
buddy.
another yeah, exactly. You may want to get
Yeah.
another big pit put next to maybe. I can go from there.
Yeah.
So I see you Spurs. I get it.
Rebuild. Yeah. Long game. Spurs
Mhm.
Spurs playing chess.
For sure.
Yeah. That's pretty tough. Still looking for a place for Zach Levine because nothing ain't happened yet. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
We'll
You
see.
know
I
what it
think
is.
we get as the year term, we can see more trade stuff happening when they get closer to trade deadline in February. So
Yeah,
we ain't got a lot of stuff to talk about when that time coming around.
for sure. I don't think he can leave though.
Mm.
I just
He
got a
might not
feeling.
leave, but then they might they might man he leave. So
I don't think so.
leave. But
I
we
don't think
see.
so. I think they're gonna want to keep Zach and just try to find pieces for Chicago Bulls.
Or they might get forced to keep that because nobody else wants that. That's also a possibility.
Not too.
But I think they should just rebuild,
Hey,
just get rid of Zach
some
Levine
yeah.
and call it a
Mm-hmm.
wrap. Like, there's no need to do it. It's not
Levine,
working.
Demar. Yeah. Maybe Zach Levine and Wemby should be on the same team.
No, Spurs ain't doing that. I don't see where the Spurs would do that. Not at all.
Exactly, because they're trying to lose. Um, yeah, you want to do the marquee matchups for this week?
Sure. First matchup. Wolves at Sixers tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Um, a clash of the bigs. You got Embiid versus Cat and Gobeer.
Go over here.
You know, everybody with my team. Um,
Yeah, that was a good pick though.
Part of the ninth best record in the league for the Wolves. The Wolves and the Celtics tied at 20-5 on the season, which is crazy. uh, the Sixers have been the top three in
Man,
the
Spurs.
East, so that should be as a clash of the Titans type of type of pick. So It should be a
But
fun
Wolves
game.
playing darn good basketball right now, though. So.
Exactly. And B specifically playing some damn good
Sugar.
basketball right now. I mean, he cutting up some easy teams because they play a lot like Detroit, Charlotte, and things over the past couple of weeks. They had an easy schedule in, in the last like
This
six
might
or
be
so
a big
games.
change of pace. Then this might
So
be
they
a
might get
shocker
surprised,
to the system.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
But going with the Wolves regardless. So
I can go with
um,
Wolves
put
too.
on my ballot.
I feel like
But
that shocker of competition would be a factor that they will have to overcome, and I don't
mhm,
know if they're in position to overcome that level of shot yet. But it should be a good
I
matchup
don't
for sure.
I don't want don't play my pick, but the thing about the Wolves over the past couple of games, I just feel like they don't get out a good starts. So that might play into the to into the Sixers' hands because they might get ease of having that shocker. So that shocker might not come for
Hmm.
them like at the start of the game. So they might get ease there. But again with the Wolves still.
I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Mhm. Clippers and Mavs. Luca versus the Clippers is always a treat.
Clippers.
The Clippers playing excellent basketball right now. Not too sure about the Mavs. I haven't really looked into their schedule and their winning ways.
The
Uh,
Mavs has
they,
been one of those quiet teams that you
yeah, they're
kind of
kind of
say
up and
are,
down
yeah,
ish.
they're doing okay, so we don't need to focus too much on them. But
Yeah, but I would pick the
I
Mavs
think
because
it's a
Luca
good
always
matchup.
find a way to beat the Clippers, even though they're on this win
Yeah.
streak. I picked
Mhm.
Luca to beat them. Not the Mavericks. Luca.
Look at the beat Clippers. That's
Yes,
fair. Um, I going with Clippers.
I think
Um,
that's reasonable. They're on a
I
heater right
think
now.
yeah. Also, this is I gotta commend you for the marquee matchup picks. I think this is a good competition game.
Yeah,
A team that's no getting into stride, no figuring it out. A team that has figured out something so far in the Mavs with the
but
whole two superstar team, and they've been making it work for
yeah,
a
but
length of time
Kyrie
now.
out no though.
Oh boy, Clippers, buddy.
Reasonable.
But yeah, still even with or without Kyrie, the team has figured out something that works
Mm-hmm.
um, for them. So yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a good matchup. But I going
Correct.
with Clippers.
I got you. Bucks at Knicks.
Bucks.
Saturday. I go Bucks as well. Uh, the Knicks been playing decent basketball, to be honest. But I feel like the Bucks have now been playing to their potential to some extent. I was talking to you the other one of these past streams about the Bucks
Mhm.
and how I feel like they got a good record, but I just don't feel like they've been playing good. I don't understand how got a
They
good
haven't been
record.
playing to where they should be.
Yeah, but they still had a good record. They don't get yes
Yeah.
and no, but I feel
It's
like they're
Giannis being
well,
the
true,
name much to get is it's Atentacumpo. Sorry, it's Giannis
true.
Atentacumpo. You gotta be
Mhm.
careful with just saying Atentacumpo.
Already, because
I
you don't
got,
want to bring that other boy up. That ain't mine.
I, got- I,
That
I gotta remember
that's your
one is a
mascot,
player and one is a
and one
cheerleader.
is the mascot.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just being Giannis show in terms of getting the results, but the team has been slowly getting up to speed, I guess, and
Yep,
looking forward to see their progressive growth for the rest of the season as well. So yeah,
for sure.
I got them to beat Knicks, but who knows? Knicks is playing in the Garden, so
Yeah, true. So
might be a hype
this is
Christmas
possible,
time.
but yeah, this might come a show. So in the garden, so who knows? Well, I let my odds with the Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks. I think Bucks playing Knicks the 23rd and the 25th.
And the 25th, yeah.
Um, yeah, so should be a good time. Should be a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see.
All right, I think that's it.
We've wrapped it up.
Mhm. Nothing else from my end. I don't know if there's anything else you want to share, but but you already alluded
Hey,
to it a little bit.
yeah, go ahead.
Uh, this. We get heading into the Christmas season. Everybody, spending some time with the families. Don't think we will be out. We'll be here on Christmas Day. That would be our next typical schedule for the stream.
Mhm.
So it was here until then. Everybody in the stream for the Hastrobros, me and Hans. Well, me and Hans can talk for yourself. Just we really,
Hey, do it for the
a Merry
house.
Christmas and a happy holidays. Uh,
Yeah.
we hope that it's filled with love and you know I mean, people say
After
it's not about the gifts, but it's
joy.
wants some gifts too. You know,
Yeah.
wants some gifts. He wants some good
Oh,
food.
good food is a must.
He wants some good material things. No
Good
money, but
vibe.
they want to see pretty lights. They want to feel that way. They want to
Yeah,
hear some nice music. So,
exactly. Listen to Mod Christmas, MADD,
or be a thing.
Religion tunes, Christmas tunes. Um, Switch it up this season for sure. But yeah, man, from the Hastro Bros, myself to your family as well.
Hmm.
Um, have a happy holiday season. And remember, like try to spread that same energy, that same spirit throughout the entire year for the rest of your
Yeah.
life. Upon other people, try to bless people when you can, etc., etc. Make sure that the quote unquote Christmas feeling is not something that's just once a year type of deal, once a year type of vibe, but expressed throughout life and stuff like that.
What do
So
you mind saying the song? Why can't this Christmas
yes, sir.
be for one day? Yeah.
Pull up, selector.
Right,
Pull
right.
up. Yeah, man. So yeah, that's my wishes for the holidays for everybody. Um, so yeah, nothing more to say on that. But hey, the season is getting close. Ask people to at least share a few clips and highlights on the streams in the new year. The first race is going to be on the 6th of Jan, so we'll be definitely talking about that on the 8th. That's the stream of the
Yeah.
just to get you guys who might be into motorcycles and dirt bikes and stuff like that, some content from that end. Yeah, this season is looking very good so far in terms of sleep. So looking forward to that.
Yeah. Another housekeeping matter. Thinking about doing some live streams where we actually watch the game with you guys. So that's something that we've been thinking about for a little while. We found a little site that allows you to do it. So that might be something coming in the future. I don't know if we do it over the Christmas break, play it by ear, see if we get the time to do it. But I
Mhm.
think that should be fun, and we would keep you posted to let you know if you could join us on the stream, watch a game with us. So yeah.
For sure. Yep. Anyways, people, that's been it for the Hostro Bros. Hope you guys enjoy the stream. Like again, enjoy the holiday season. Be safe. Share some love. And Hostro Bros will see you in the new year. Peace.